Excuse me. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Just move a couple things for a second. All right. No, you're going to have to order out for that one. All right. So, good morning. Welcome to Mid Morning Medium Chat with Adam the Black Swan Medium, kicking off season 6. And let's go. So, hey, Dinah. Yeah, so good morning. Yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well. Um, yeah. Hey Tom, good morning. So yeah, hopefully you're doing well. I know it's been a few weeks, what 2 to be exact, even though it was really only just a week off. But uh yeah, no, I mean it's good to be back. Lots to I don't know if I want to say lots, but yeah, there's definitely some things to chat about, to kind of walk through, and that's kind of what I was going to do today anyway. I really wanted to just kind of go through things, mention what's happened over the last couple weeks, because a lot has happened, and a lot of it was confusing. Um, so I mean, that's what I thought I'd do is I just kind of like talk through some of it and kind of let you guys know what's going on because I want to look. 'Cause I have a couple things in notes, but nothing crazy, but more like bullet points. But yeah, hey Nikki, good morning. Debbie, good morning. Tanya, good morning. Um, yeah, I know you did, Dad. I'm sure it was probably long overdue. So, but hey, what's up, Dennis? Hope you're doing well. Hope your kid's doing better. So yeah, no, so like I said, yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, we back up a couple weeks. Like I said, I'm just going to dive into it because it's kind of like I said. Today, is just kind of one of those just getting back into the groove of things, because obviously it's been a couple weeks, and then like I said, lots has happened. Um, but yeah, it was weird because the that's good, bud. Um, yeah, I mean, when I did that last show, the season 5 finale, I was doing great. I was feeling better, up until that point, a couple days prior, for about 2 weeks, it felt like I was going through another upgrade just because of some of the classic symptoms I experience when I'm going through it. And um, I just, it was I was finally felt like things were good, things were normal again, and I was trying to schedule a few things because I've had to put everything on. Up to that point, I've had to postpone or cancel things, and so it was a drag. Even though a lot of this stuff when you go down, hey Donna, when you go down this path, there's a lot of times you're just at the mercy of things, and so I can't avoid it all, especially like these upgrades, because obviously it's going to better myself down the road. And so that was, some of the tougher things to have to come to grips with it. Hey, Sharon, good morning. And so yeah, it's tough to do, And hey, Jen, good morning. It's super tough to go through things and to have things changing all the time because you're just such in a roll. Hey, Margaret, good morning. Hey, Jeff, good morning, buddy. Hope you're doing well, man. Um, Yeah, I mean, I just, you just have to roll with it. I mean, and that's just sort of part of the deal. It's part of the things that I've uh, opened up to and what I've accepted. And so, unfortunately, there's going to be times, and it obviously it's not definitely hasn't been, the first few times, but it's definitely never going to end. There'll be times where I'm just going to have to, pull back for a little bit, trying to watch out for myself. And obviously, there's times where that helps, and then there's times where I've just pushed it too far. But at least I can usually recognize when those happen. But sometimes it is what it is. You can only do so much. So, but yeah, I mean, I was doing fine. I felt like things were going well when we did that the 2 weeks ago when I did my finale for season 5. I felt great. It was a great day. Everything seemed normal. I mean, everything was awesome. And then something strange started to happen. And I went to bed. I was granted, you guys know, and again, not to be a broken record, but obviously, I with the day job, I'm up super early in the morning, and then, so I mean, I could be tired, in the evenings, because I've been up since, 3:30 in the morning. So, ends up being a long day. So I just, was one else. I'm like, you know what, I did pretty good Friday night. I'm just going to go to bed, not super early, but I'm just going to go to bed a little, which was about 10 o'clock Saturday night. So I go to bed. It was just over an hour. So it felt like hours, but it was just into the 11 o'clock range. So it's still technically Saturday night. I wake up, with a massive, massive panic attack, and my chest was hurting. I mean, everything else was fine, but I just was, panicking, and I was trying to remember. I'm like, I had a great Saturday. I mean, everything went great. The show was fun. I just was looking forward to a lot of things coming up, and I just woke up and it was just, really bad. And so, I just kind of did some meditative things. I was kind of breathing through it, and it helped a little bit. Obviously didn't take it completely away, but at least I was able to tone it down a little bit. I mean, I was also visualizing myself, just talking through it, and because I really didn't know what it was. I mean, sometimes you can figure it out pretty quickly, and sometimes you can. And I just was trying to figure it out because nothing really stressed me out, for days. So, so I, so at that point, I mean, I'm up, I'm awake, and I'm, you know, trying to stay in bed. I'm laying there, I'm switching sides, and I'm just tossing and turning, and I'm not going, getting back to sleep at all. And it was there. It was just it was happening. So I'm like, dang, this is crazy, And so I thought, well, I didn't really have anything, going on Sunday. So I thought, you know what? I'm not going to stress over it. Okay, panic attacks, I have them. It's fine. And then I'll just catch a nap or two on Sunday, and I'll be all right. But as I woke up, or I shouldn't even say wake up, as I basically was up. I ended up, just kind of existing Sunday, and I noticed I just didn't feel there mentally. But then again, I was trying to pawn it off on the fact that I just didn't get any sleep, and with the panic attack, I mean, you weren't thinking much. And so I sat around all day, and it just something didn't feel right. And, but I was just doing what I could, and could truly never tried to, the naps just didn't exist. I would try to, I'd get super tired, and it wouldn't happen. So I'm like, this is insane. So I thought, well, I, as the evening went on, now this is all that's been, all day long. It hasn't, anything else hasn't really happened yet. There's nothing other, it was just the panic attacks, not being able to fall asleep, nothing else symptom wise. So it was like, am I experiencing something? Is this like a flu that's about to hit? I don't know. COVID, what, I don't know. So so I'm going to bed, and I didn't sleep at all. Maybe a couple little naps in there, 15 minutes or so, very, very, very little. And I knew at that point that that was going to be impossible for me to drive, because now, it's beyond just over 24 hours, in the 30 range, and I'm not getting any sleep. And I'm like, I can't drive to work, and function. So I called off work all day Monday, sort of the same thing. The only thing that started to change, besides still not sleeping at all, now I started having some crazy hot flashes. And with the hot flashes, this was just what I was dealing with, a couple of weeks prior, everything with upgrades. So I'm thinking, is this just another new version, another upgrade that's happening? Because I was cool to touch. I wasn't, immediately was checking temperatures even Sunday just to be on the safe side. I never went above a 99. And the only time I hit 99s is because I'd sit on my couch. My couch is very warm, so it automatically raises your temp up 1 degree. so if I would stand up for 10 minutes, I would go back down to 98 easily. So, yeah, well, there wasn't even, I was under blankets, but it wasn't really doing anything. But so that was added. But the panic attacks were starting to, be completely gone at this point, Monday, through Monday. Again, didn't get any naps and things, and so the only added thing was this weird hot flashes that would happen here and there. But again, I was used to it. So I still feel crappy. I still feel off. And I was also at this point not eating a whole lot. Like I wasn't, I was scared because I thought, well, if this is like a flu, that anything I eat, regardless, I just kept having this sensation of, yeah, right, Tanya. I know. I mean, that's the crazy thing about this, and I'll comment more on that in a second. But um, I I did have some crackers and I had some pretzels and things, just things that were just very plain, and so I was trying to. So as got into Monday night, and then again, I finally, I think it was because my timeline might be a little off a little bit, but I'm pretty sure Monday night I finally got some sleep. I didn't get a lot, but I got some, like where I went at least several hours before I woke up. Because I think I remember waking up Tuesday going, I still felt crappy. I took one more day off, and but at least I knew I was getting some sleep. So I'm like, that's cool. Um, and it was just one of those things. So I was just very eating a little bit. So then I was feeling tired and weak from that aspect because I just wasn't eating. It was just little things. Because I was just so scared that if I consumed something, it was gonna do something and not want to be in there. So I was like, it was crazy. So um and at this point, the bad part about work is that you can take 2 days off in a row for, like, we don't have sick time, so it's just vacation, it's just PTO. But if you go a third day, you're not allowed to come back until you have a doctor's note. So I was at a point where I had to go in Wednesday regardless of how I felt. So I did, I got, what sleep I could, got up, still kind of felt off. And again, weak, was an understatement. Donna checked all that. I checked all that. Everything was fine. So I say there's things that as I continue with what was going on, how strange this stuff continued to be, because none of it made sense. It just truly never made sense. So I got up, went to work, and work was okay. I didn't have to worry about too much. I did notice, because of the fact that I wasn't eating, getting around, and one building I work in, there's a lot of walking involved. And so, I mean, normally I do a lot of walking. Yesterday, I got so much walking, and I had like over 18,000 steps, 6, 7, 8 miles worth of distance covered, just from yesterday. So, but I was trying not, I just didn't have the energy to do much. Now, it wasn't like, I was gonna like pass out or fall over or anything like that. Not that kind of like tiredness, you know what I mean? It wasn't, I still could function, I could still move, so it wasn't like it was crazy. And well, Dad, we didn't even get to Saturday yet, so there wasn't even concern for that yet. So I'm not even. We're at Wednesday right now. We haven't even gotten to the last weekend. So, but yeah, I mean, and so I was just chalking it up to, like, okay, I'm not eating a whole lot, so that's, it is what it is. And so I think it was finally Thursday that I finally started, like, I had a full, like, an actual real meal, because after that it was just always little things still. So I finally started eating things and just taking it easy, but trying to eat healthier, natural, plain things, so that way it wasn't going to screw my stomach up in any way. Plus, not eating, I'm sure my stomach was tiny, felt like I was losing weight, in the wrong way. But um, so, you know, as the week went on, obviously still just didn't have all that energy because I was finally starting to eat meals again. But just even then, technically, the only real full meal I was having was at night, at home. During the day, I was still just kind of snacking at things. I wasn't, I just didn't feel comfortable because obviously I didn't want to have something happen at work and then be sick and then be struggling. Hey, Heather. So I didn't want to struggle. So I ended up uh, just being cautious, from Wednesday through Friday. But I knew when I was getting into Friday that energy levels were rough. I still wasn't getting a ton of sleep, but I was getting sleep. Because I remember saying, a couple times I posted like I was doing, it was felt like I was doing okay, but then weird things would happen. So, once I got into Friday, I knew even though I was working, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to function because even then, just doing my normal activities at work, it would tire me out to the point. But again, I wasn't, eating a whole lot still. So it's just kind of one of those things I just kept saying, okay, well, I just can't. So I had to make the tough decision Friday that I wasn't gonna, attend the Potographs event, to vend on Saturday. So hey, Donna, and so I couldn't do it. As tough as it was, but I just knew that I couldn't sit there all day. Like it'd be there, I could sit there, but I can't do readings, and that was the whole point was to do readings and things, and I just didn't have it in me to do it. So I made the tough call to cancel. And it's just how it was. It saddened me to have to miss out, and looked like it was a good time, and it looked like they raised a whole ton of money. But but I had to be safe. I also didn't know exactly what I was dealing with because all week, it's still, even to this day, can't pinpoint it to one thing or the other, because it wasn't true flu, kind of had aspects of flu, and then nothing's just everything just didn't point to anything. You know what I mean? It really just didn't. And so it was so hard. Hey, Katie, good morning. um and so yeah, and like I said, it just was crazy. And I haven't brought it up yet, but even my wife ended up, I think it was Tuesday, she started feeling ill. Now obviously I was trying to stay away from everybody in the house. Hey Brenda, I just saw your message. Sorry, I'm kind of looking back and forth, making sure I'm in the camera, and then I'm looking over at comments. So, um, but yeah, and then my wife started feeling. She started showing a little bit of the similarities, the same things. Now she was a couple days behind me, but she started showing some of the same things, and so, you know, we're she's dealing with it, and then same thing, just being a little bit tired, but she was still getting plenty of sleep, she was still eating just fine. So again, her stuff was a little similar, but had some differences between us. um this whole time our kids never caught whatever this was. We both were kind of blown away. I mean, I'm still blown away that even now, I mean, since we both feel good, the kids didn't, and that's just that blows my mind because you're in the house, the germs are around. There's just no way to avoid them, and they didn't give it to us. I know that, and whatever it was started with me, and obviously, somehow the wife. And so again, she was stressing. Now I knew she had a lot of stress too, and I think I just saw somebody say that Donna was talking about stress. I know her work situation is really rough. They're shorthanded, so they're dealing with less. So I knew she was dealing with stress big time from her work aspect. So all this was mixed in, and it's like, oh my gosh. So um, but yeah, I mean, again, and then you know other symptoms that you would just know that it would be this and that, it just never happened. I mean, I never was truly sick to my stomach, but I played it safe so that way I could avoid it. She was fine. We obviously, like I said, it felt like it could be flu type of thing, but it wasn't. I did forget to mention that there was one day, I think it might have been that Tuesday of last week or the week before. I had some aches and pains all day long, which again would start to talk about flu kind of thing. But it was just for one day, you know what I mean? And even then, it wasn't that big a deal. But I thought, again, I'm sitting and laying all day long. I mean, yeah, yeah. You always say you got to get up and move around, and I would try to do that whenever I'd be be achy and stuff. And so I don't know. So, um, and then when we started getting into this week, Sunday, I was, again, just I'm there. My energy levels were starting to show some good signs, and then Monday, when I think I posted my last thing because people were, I was trying to still post things. I was still, and I wasn't trying to. I was trying to mentally not discuss it anymore for multiple reasons. One, I don't want to sit there and just be kind of like a downer of things. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I feel like crap, and I appreciated everybody's comments. I appreciate all of the love and support and healing. You know, and I'm forever grateful for all that stuff. And but I got to the point where I just felt like it was just every day. And so when we got into this week, I just wanted to sort of cut that off. I wanted to stop talking about it because I just wanted to shift my mindset and start thinking something different. You know, it's been a, you know, up to Monday, it was 8 days, you know, since this all started. So I'm like, what can I do differently that may change things? I mean, because I'm still wasn't feeling great Monday, and so and people were you guys were asking, and I was just trying to avoid it because I was sick of I was sick of it, you know. And I agree, I get the concerns, but I'm so sick of, you know, thinking about it that I just had to shift my mind to something completely different because I, you know, again, I don't want to. You guys know I want to talk about positive things. I want to push things, and yes, I do bring up, you know, negative things, but it's always to kind of get to a point where you're I'm showing you what how the way to move out of that or how to push through it and stuff. And so I figured at this point it was just too much, and so I was avoiding it. And then when I got a Tuesday morning was the first I wake up, and sometimes the mornings were fine. I'd be okay. And then throughout the day, I noticed that nothing that I've been experiencing all this time, you know, all these weird little odd things, nothing was happening. I felt like full energy again Tuesday. And it was weird because it just was like, you know, still a little bit crazy on Monday, and then all of a sudden Tuesday, like nothing. And then so throughout the day, I didn't want to say anything because I'm like, I'm gonna jinx something. I just know it, you know what I mean? So so I'm going all day long and I'm just like, okay, this is cool. This is different. I don't want to jinx it. I'm not going to say nothing to nobody because the only person I sort of said anything to was my wife on Tuesday because I just didn't want to say a whole lot because again, I was so scared that it was just all of a sudden going to die because that's what would happen. It was like you'd feel okay. You feel like, okay, I feel like I'm getting on this. And I mentioned that many times. Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of, you know, moving back out of this. And then all of a sudden, hours later, and I feel like crap again. So so again, this is why I stopped saying stuff, you know, at the beginning of this week because it just was it seemed like I was having to just turn around and be like, nope, I feel crappy again, you know. So I went all day Tuesday and then I went all day Wednesday because then I'm like, well, if I can go 2 days of feeling as normal as possible, then I think I've finally broken free of this. You know what I mean? It's finally past me. So sure enough, you know, I get through Wednesday and I'm like, okay, this is good. And then I was, you know, obviously asking the wife, and she's, you know, again, a couple days behind. She's starting to get to that same spot where I was, starting to feel that, you know, she's easing up on things. And so you know, Thursday, I was like, man, okay, you know, and that's why I think if you guys really noticed the last 2 days, other than yesterday when I finally, I think it was yesterday, when I finally said something, because I know people were starting to ask and I was getting private messages, and I was trying to hold off until now. I really wanted to sit there and talk about it, let you guys see, you know, how I look, and just go as deep as I can into it. You know, granted, a lot I have no idea, but I just was trying to hold off to tell you guys in person in a way. You know what I mean? But here it was. You know, several days now, and I'm back. I mean, like yesterday, you know, was the first day I've really, you know, exerted a lot more energy, and I didn't feel terrible about it, you know. And um that was great because even the couple days prior I was pushing myself, but not a whole lot. It was kind of like a little bit, just to see how things were going. And so yeah, uh so here I am, you know, as odd as it is, it didn't add up to anything. The symptoms just didn't align to anything. Definitely would agree that some people said about stress. I would agree with that, obviously. Um, but is that the full root of it? Now I've been dealing with stress and anxiety and panic attacks and stuff for years. And so, you know, it wasn't like all those other times. And I've been through some rough times. And so to have something that completely didn't match up to anything I've ever been through, whether it's been really severe to very minor. Uh, it just didn't. And so, it's just crazy. So and then I started to think too, even, do I just need a break? I mean, am I pushing too much? And that was a conversation I had with somebody in private. Have I been pushing too much, even though I didn't feel like I was? But I mean, I got a good dozen or more things on my plate that I've been needing to do. There's so many clients of you that some of you have been wanting to book with me. I've got several paranormal cases that I've been asked to be a part of, but I've had to push it off, and delay. There's a lot of different things with this show, and there's all these other shows that I want to do and create, and it's just everything was just kept delaying. So I'm like, am I putting too much on my plate? It didn't feel like it, felt like I could manage it all and just get one thing, because I was trying to work on one thing at a time, and just, that. And then trying to book future things. I have a ton of things that are on the plate locally that I'm working on. I got to give a bunch of dates out to, some places, and try to book some sessions and things, and all day, guest readings and things. So yeah, there's a ton of things that I'm wanting to get set for the rest of the year, and so I've had to like hold off because I just couldn't focus on staring at the calendars and saying yes, let's do this, and so maybe I did it to myself, you know what I mean, and it's just sort of some weird random thing that happened. I mean, I I couldn't even tell you if this was something that any of you would go through. I can't even like begin to like give you any advice. I, I I don't know. I wouldn't know how to tell you to get through this. I really don't, because it's so different. It's one thing to have a cold. It's one thing to have the flu, or COVID, or any other temporary type of illnesses and diseases and things that we have. You could take medication, you could do this and stuff, and you're gonna, but you're gonna break it, you're gonna get through it, and we're used to all that. We've all had all of that, you know what I mean? And so to, to finally, whatever it was, get this out of here so that way I can move on, it's great. So I'm, let's see, Debbie, sometimes we go through something like that when our bodies are just fighting something. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is what exactly, I don't know, and I don't think I'm ever going to know. And it's not like I'm not putting any more effort into this. What has happened. I'm not going to sit there. I don't need to know the answers. Yes, I was curious as to where this was going. But at the same time, it's in the past. I truly don't care about it anymore. I'm through it. I've got over it, and let's just move on. So I have no reason to dig into it anymore. I have no reason to go ask my guides as to what the hell happened. I just don't. I'm just chalking it up that I just needed some time. I needed some rest. I needed to stop focusing on so much. I'm just leaving it at that. So, Dad, that is exactly what the Western mind is great about. You know what I mean? That is it. And by the way, Jennifer, I had to show my Jennifer there. I had to show her. I told her I was going to bring this cup out because I just got it earlier this week. So, and I don't know if that's, yeah, there it goes. It'll come out. Oh yeah. I got, I've become obsessed with the Haunted Mansion attraction from Disney from when I was there. So I mean, I couldn't remember it as a kid when I was there, but I do, had a great time going through the ride and getting stuck on it. Of all things, which you guys remember about because I posted about it, that I was literally stuck in the middle of the ride. So, so it was great. But I had to get this cup because I knew it'd be great for the shows. So yeah, got to support the Haunted Mansion. So lots more. In fact, even then, I got this the other day too. So see, Jen, I'll just show you this too. So it is getting horrible for me. So, yep, got a haunted mansion problem. So, but so that was something kind of fun. So yeah, is it great? So, I'm working on it, Jen. I'm working on it. I mean, I have all three of them individually upstairs. I haven't brought them down to my desk in the basement, but I have all three of them individual. So they're, typical action figures too. So I have them all, and I'm looking at some other things too. So we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? I might get a banner and just put it up and not use the green screen behind me one time, So, so yeah. So, yeah. So, but I just wanted to make sure that, with now going several days, and feeling better, feeling normal, feeling like things are positive again. And I'm going to slowly start reaching back out to people over the next few days, especially ones that I've needed to do sessions for, or worked some paranormal cases, because a lot of it was going to be remote viewing anyway. So I'll be reaching out to those people. If there was something, if there was any of you that are watching live, that there was something you were really waiting on, that was something that we were talking about recently, let me know. I know there's been some of you that have been wanting things, from the past. And always my schedule was always terrible to begin with because I was always booked up. So, but if there was something recently we were talking about, remind me, hit me up again. So that way, there are worse problems to have. Stay on. Yeah, right, Debbie. And hi, Peg. How are you? So yeah, I'm gonna start slowly kind of easing into things. I want to obviously test the waters a little bit. I don't want to do like crap ton of stuff in one day. You know what I mean? Meaning I don't want to do a bunch of sessions. I want to work one and that's it, and then make sure everything's fine. I don't want to jump in with both feet instantly. I want to just kind of gradually move back into the swing of things, so that way I'm not shooting myself again in the foot and then having to go down. I don't want to go there any minute again. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm going to slowly start doing that, and then we'll see what happens from there. So what else did I have? So that was one thing I was mentioning. Okay. I did want to bring up, I had an idea again, even while I've actually had this idea weeks ago. And I haven't done it, and I wanted to bring it up to a lot of you that, especially that are still watching live today. And if you watch this back, if you're watching this after the show, which by the way, I have to talk about, there's an aspect of the show that I'm kind of bummed about, and I haven't figured out what happened this week because some major change happened. And so there might be some of you that, okay, well, let's just go there. Never mind. We'll skip around. Anyway, before I get to the other idea. So you guys know that typically what happens after the show is done, the live show, I download the audio version of this, so there's no video, and I would run it through a company called Anchor, which was a podcasting spot. Well, Anchor is no longer. They've been, I don't know if they want to say bought out or just the name has changed. And when I was prepping for the show earlier in the week to get it set early for the reminder, I was trying to log back in because I had a computer update and stuff. So I was trying to log in. It wasn't letting me. And then it keeps saying it's disabled. And then to find out that the name changed. Well, I still can't get into my account and it's all supposed to be there. And they tell you if they have problems, click on this. Well, I click on it. It doesn't help me at all. So I can't figure out why I can't get into my account. So I don't think this show is going to be down in a podcast form like normal, because I usually post that link because I know some people can't watch the live video, so sometimes they want to click on it, and I get a handful of people that check it out. So they're probably, at least not today. I'm going to have to dig into it, but I need to figure out what the problem is and why I can't log in, because it's not like my passwords for it, has changed. So I don't understand what the deal is. So so that's one weird thing that I'm hoping I can do it again, because I did like the fact that I could put an audio, because like, again, some people can't watch the video, and sometimes it's nice that if you're like at work or you're on your car, you can just, listen to the audio only version of this show. And so I have to dig into as to why it's not letting me, and I might have to email, or I don't know. And like I said, I know not everybody just does the audio only, but I always like the option of it, because yeah, again, if you got the video up, you have to have the video up on your mobile device or your computer, whereas the audio, you can have it, in the background and it's fine. And that was what I wanted, because I know some people just can't have a live video up, So I got to figure that one out. That just happened a couple of days ago. So I'm pretty confused and not understanding. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I may have to switch platforms if I can't get into it because I don't want to. I don't know. And it's just some other decisions that I don't want to make, but I'm going to have. I do appreciate it, and originally was always thinking of doing some podcasting mixed in to but again, I don't know. And I'll leave some of that stuff, ideas or suggestions from some of you, which that this kind of segues into my next idea, which granted it's not really much of, I mean, it's an idea, you know, but I was always curious, and some of you know, some of you don't know, that obviously when I do this live show, it's not only here on Facebook, but it's also on YouTube, live. So you have two different locations simultaneously doing this. So I do have a Black Swamp Medium YouTube page, and if you didn't know about it, go check it out because obviously you can see these there. And if you go way back into the video vault, you guys can actually see that I used to create some videos. Now they were taking a topic, much like what I would do is, top of the hour, like 10 o'clock, usually jump into a topic, just touch on it, anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes or so. And then that was it. And so I did about a handful of them on various things. And it was fun, it was fun. But then, then my schedule was making it horrible because I could only film on weekends because during the week I would, go to work, come home, have to help out, and then I'm just really tired from being awake. And so I'd have to wait. And then if it was like bad storms, I couldn't film because I typically was doing everything outdoors because I wanted that nature aspect, especially that's who I am. So I was like that nature in the background, and I'd go to one particular local park and shoot from different, spots and move around and shoot my intro videos were always created that same day. So I would film a bunch of B-roll, and that was always cool. And so in light of that, let's see, Debbie. Well, I'm glad I chose the live more instead of catching the recording. I've been guilty of watching while driving, but stayed home till after. Yeah, I get. Yeah, and that's the bummer part about it is it just was always easy to have that audio only version sitting around. But yeah, I'll have to figure it out. And I do have some other programs that I could go to. I just have to figure out if there's a way to do it. So we'll see. I got to dig into it more. So, and this show, obviously, there's no real topic, but more like just updating you guys and stuff. So it's not like one of those that I'm gonna be completely sad that I don't have it in another form. So, but but in light of doing like some of the, hey Christopher, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I'm can say I'm finally back. So, and speaking of which, guys, Christopher's got his Haunted Bazaar auction happening all weekend. So since he's watching, if you guys go to the Haunted Bazaar site, you guys can see a lot of the items he has up, and you could comment. Like sometimes he'll have prices, a minimum price, and sometimes you could just offer a price, and even just having it to where you can, if you can't completely pay for it, you can do a payment program with them. So go to Haunted Bazaar, check out all the stuff. I mean, if you guys have never looked at any of his stuff before, I mean, he's got some of the greatest stuff ever. I mean, I'll take one of everything, but I then would have a full house of stuff. So but yeah, check it out if you guys are interested. Look at some of the stuff this weekend and see what he's got. He's dolls and jewelry, and I mean just everything. It'll blow your mind on some of the items that he does have. So yeah, check it out. Haunted Bazaar. But so yeah, one of the things I was thinking of doing, and that's why I wanted to get everybody's opinion, and if anybody would even watch, and obviously it's not an original idea. It's not a brand new thing. So it's just kind of taking something that's already existed. But what I was wanting to do was, he may, and nice. I was thinking about doing this, and again, just more stuff I need to put on my plate. But I wanted to test it, but I'm thinking of doing like an old school, and I'm saying old school because it was popular for a while, and there's still people that do it. But I was thinking of doing a vlog type of video. I wanted to whether it's over the course of several days in a single week, or if it's just one day that I dedicate a day to filming. What I wanted to do was just kind of record a like a typical day for me. Now that I'm feeling better, it makes more sense. But there you go, nice one, Tanya. And I see now it's 10:11, so there you go. We'll get the sequential part of it. Um, but I was thinking of doing it, obviously not on a consistent basis, but even then, if anybody would watch it, and then how much time would you be interested in seeing? So if I was to record a video of a typical day, where you kind of see some of the ins and outs of what's going on, and me working on things. Obviously, there's aspects that I can't do. So if I'm working on a session with somebody, you're not going to see that session because obviously it's private. But things like scheduling and seeing me, not that I would put, minutes of it, but just seeing, okay, you'll hear me talking. I'm like, hey, I'm working on scheduling this, and stuff. So, but I was thinking about it because I think it might be kind of fun. But again, not on a weekly basis because obviously um, it would be tough. But again, obviously I'm not super computer savvy. Um, so I'm not going to have fancy intros and things. It's going to be whatever free I can get a hold of. So there isn't going to be like the, stuff that some people can get into. And, I got to think about music stuff, for like an intro and an outro type of thing. Just little things, but I'm going to see what's free, what's available that I'm not going to get in trouble with. But I thought it'd be kind of fun. I don't know when I would start this. I mean, obviously, I want to give myself a little bit more time, but at least sort of have an idea of what I may want to include and what might be fun for all of you. And I might try to do, like I said, just kind of show you some typical things, or if there's an opportunity where I'm at an event or something like that to sort of capture some of that. You know what I mean? Um, that's why if I was to take either several days and just kind of put them together, or if it's like one particular like event, like if there's something going on a weekend, like if it was last weekend, I could have shot a lot while I was at Potographs, and just to kind of mix that to show you what it would be like to be in an event. So yeah, it's on my mind to look into it, and I may just shoot a bunch of video and just throw something together just to do from inexperienced at doing something like that. Like I said, I mean, I did videos before, but they were just more topic based. It was just like boom, this is it, and then it was in and out real quick. But this one would be obviously more dialogue and more kind of a little bit more like these live shows, but just in a chance that you can watch it from a different point of view. Obviously I would be moving to different locations. I mean, I'm not stuck in a basement with a green screen behind me. But even then, that might be kind of fun too, so you guys can actually like see how messy my desk is. You can actually see the green screen behind me before the video goes live, so that could be fun too, is just to sort of get an idea of how things look. Because I mean, sometimes you're so used to seeing it one way, and then to see other things happening, or me sitting here and trying to drink a cold cup of coffee, and but again, that's it'd be interesting to see what I can come up with. And even then, um you know I could put some stuff together and then see what happens, and let's see what you guys think. And if it's terrible, I mean, I'm not looking for anything special. I'm not really trying to get anything out of it other than just a different view of what happens with me, because again, I think it's kind of fun. Plus, it's gonna be it's reality, it's real there, and we're seeing a lot of things recently this week. And I'm not gonna dive into anything, but there's a lot of different shows that have moved towards more of kind of doing vlogish kind of things again. uh, we're seeing a lot of shows that have been canceled. There's a lot of paranormal shows that have been canceled, so and that's tough to see, that we're losing things on TV, or even if you just watch them online. And I um and I think that's what's happening. I think people are trying to show some of that again, and that's maybe what they're trying to achieve. So again, I mean, I'm not here to hide. I mean, obviously, there's personal things that there's things I'm never gonna talk about publicly, but I uh I you know I'm just like I said, there it's crazy, how everything is business driven, and I understand that kind of thing, and so I'm just trying to come up with something else. Like I said, it's not brand new. It's not, anything, off the charts, but I think it'd just be kind of fun and something a little bit different and at least, I'm in control of it, you know what I mean? And nobody else is controlling it because we see that. Um, but Debbie, to answer your question, are you going to be doing another one? I am trying to get in touch with my buddy to see. Odd thing was, and he has not responded in weeks, so I know he's probably busy. Crazy thing enough was, I think it was next weekend. He had it listed as, but a lot of times he puts stuff in there just to place it, so that way he can get back to it to then truly get it. But he hasn't hit me back, so I don't. We truly want to do another shamanic class this year, class one. We even want to do class two for those that did take it last year. So I absolutely, I want to get it done. We still have confirmation that we can still hold it here in Ohio. So that way it's still kind of close to a lot of my Michigan friends that are close. And I know Debbie, you're a little bit further away, but yeah, I mean, we do want to do it again. It would definitely be a full weekend type of thing. So yeah, we'll I'm going to try to hit him up again and see what's going on and see if we can work something out. Because obviously, I want to do it when it's warm, but I don't want to do it like we did last year in August, which it was pretty warm that weekend, and we were all pretty hot. So I want to try to do it either June-ish, or if it's we may have to push it to more September where it's not as bad. So we'll see. Obviously it also revolves around his other classes that he teaches. Shamanic's not the only thing, so I have to work around that too. But yes, we want to do that. Katie, well, thank you, Katie. Yeah, I think it would be kind of fun, again, to show a different view of things. And I think it's kind of fun. Yeah, I'm going to play it out. I'm going to play it out and start planning something and try to at least make the first one, as rough as it'll be, do something, maybe I'll still try to do, I'll do a little bit of stuff, here at home. And then maybe I'll try to force myself to go out to a park, and just talk about just random things, and stuff that relates to everybody, and things that I, do and involved. And even then, being out in nature and taking it in, and positive energies from the earth and stuff. So yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Um, Dad, the one that I just found out yesterday was Portals to Hell is not coming back. It they did 3 seasons and that's it. It has not been slated to. It's not going to happen anymore. Um, so that was the one I just heard yesterday, officially. So maybe some of you heard that, but yeah, it was all over. I know it was on Twitter, which is how I found out about it. And I only look at Twitter because I get notifications in my email address, and I just kind of skim through whatever things are popular. And if it's something, then I'll go and click on it and then switch over to Twitter. But I don't actively, keep Twitter up on my phone, unless there's something specific. So just like Instagram, I'm terrible with Instagram. I have it, but I don't really post much anymore on there. And so I occasionally just look through it. So, yeah, Jen say, yeah, sad to see that. I know, Jen. I mean, I thought it was a pretty good show. Yeah, Joe. Yep. It's unfortunate. And obviously those shows will still exist, on the streaming platforms. And I'm sure maybe once in a while they may find their way back on TV somewhere. But you just never know how that works out. And again, it's the network execs and things that make all those decisions. It's typically not so much the talent, and the crew that helps put it on. So yeah, it's always unfortunate to see one of these shows go, and you never understand it. And again, but it's a business decision that is out of a lot of the people you see on TV and the people filming and so, yeah, you just yeah. Um, It's a crazy industry, and but hopefully maybe there's some new stuff in the works. You just don't know. Uh, uh, because there's sometimes people are shooting pilots and they're trying to create stuff, so I don't know. Yeah, it'll just be interesting to see. um yeah, I do, Debbie. I mean, I hit Katrina up, here and there, um and, like, it was her birthday the other earlier in the week or something, or the week before, I think it was, and I remember just texting her and being like, Hope you have a great day," and stuff. So yeah. um but see, that's the thing, is like Katrina, that's kind of like my point. She's been doing a YouTube series, um, with her friend Ted, I believe. I haven't seen them all. I've seen a few, and I just haven't had a chance to circle back through them because one, I wasn't feeling good, and I just missed a bunch. So I got to do a marathon one time. But she's been doing that. She's been doing a YouTube run of filming her own stuff. Her, Ted, they're in control. They can do it and post it however they want, how often they want. Um, that's obviously an avenue to go down to. So that's why I'm thinking of trying to do, like, a vlog type of thing. And it's just something that exists, and it's things that there's some obviously be some people that'll watch it. So um uh no worries, Donna. Yeah. Yeah, well, Margaret, you just don't know. You just don't know. I mean, you never know. Things change all the time, and even then, uh sometimes even the viewership doesn't always necessarily mean it's going to return. You could have a lot of people watching each week, but execs make their decisions. It's up there. Oh, cool. Thanks, Tom, for putting that in there. Travel the Dead is cool. Yeah, there's a lot of different shows out there, and some people, have seen certain things, and sometimes ones that you don't hear a whole lot about can be pretty good. So sometimes you got to search through and see what's happening, or catch it. So, Tom, is that one only online, or is that on TV as well, that you know of? I know you do a lot more online viewing, so um, but yeah, let put that in there, Tom. Yeah. Um, what else was that? It was that the bulk of things? Yeah, that was the bulk of things. Um, so Ghost Brothers are great too. I'd love to see them and get to an event. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I didn't get a notification. Well, yeah, Joe. See, the hard thing. Okay, so I talked about this before. It's Katrina showing you. Oh, okay, that's what it's called. See, I knew it was something like that. See, that's how bad it is. I can't even remember the name of it, the stuff. Um, uh, Joe, the hardest thing about getting notified on Facebook, and I mean, I'm not here to root, I'm not beating down on anybody there. The algorithm stuff is what is the situation. That's why I have to stress with everybody is to make sure that when I'm posting something, and it, I'm not here to breathe down your necks of, if you guys want to like my page, not like my page, you want to put emojis, if you want to make comments or ask questions and things, uh, that's completely on you. That all that helps you get notified of when I post things. Um, I don't know if the numbers are always correct, as far as they always say, well, if you're constantly clicking on things and commenting on people's things, it's like 25 usually hit your wall and your notifications. And so the more you put a simple like on my post, with some of the photos and things, that bumps my name in your notifications up a little bit further. And so that's when you'll get notified when something pops up. I'm going to try to do a better job at when I put these shows on. I'm going to try to get them in by Wednesday. So that way, if you guys go to my page, like if it doesn't come up on your notifications or your walls, you could go to the Black Swamp page, find the show reminders, what I call it, because you can actually click on it, and it'll literally force your notifications to go to ping you as soon as I go live on Saturdays or any other thing. That's why I try to get, I want to try to get it by Wednesday for sure to give everybody more time. Plus, you're right. So comment like a bot. You kind of do, Katie. I mean, as much as I don't want to sit there and force anybody to do that, but if you don't want to miss something, um, that's why I've been trying to daily post something, whether it's just a text or, text words, wording, or like I do, I try to put photos in there because I'm hoping that with it being in there a little bit more often, it hits your feeds a little bit more, not in an annoying sense, but in a sense that you can just get notified. I mean, I go through Facebook all the time and I'm always trying to catch people's posts or catch their photos and things. And so some of it pops up. Christmas was a great one. Literally up to 7 days after Christmas last year, I was seeing people say, on Christmas Day, but I wasn't getting it until like a week later. Hey, Merry Christmas. And I'm going, I'm just getting it now. You know what I mean? So it just shows you how the algorithm stuff works. And so, all right, Donna, have a good day. Thank you for stopping by. So, yeah, it's crazy how that works out. And so I'm going to try to make it my mission to get my show for Saturday mornings in by, Wednesday evening. And then I'm trying to then post, in addition to that, to saying, hey, I did put the reminder out there. If you want your notifications to sound off, go to my page, look at that reminder, and it's usually got, I think, a star and it says remind. I think that's how it looks on your side of things. But it's how it works. And unfortunately, it's just sort of the thing. Now, I could pay a ton of extra money to ensure that it gets on your walls, but I need something in return. And that's unfortunate too, is that, when you have a business page like I do on Facebook, it clearly tells you straight up how many people, when I post, how many people are guaranteed to get it. And as soon as I add money to boosting a post, it's amazing how that number jumps significantly. So unfortunately, I'm not going to sit there and boost a post just so that way I hope that everybody, sees it. But again, that goes back to why I try to post daily. So that way there's an opportunity that you'll catch it at some point during the week. The photos are important to me because I find peace in looking at those photos and capturing them, sharing them, because I know not everybody's in areas that can see that at that moment. But that's why I try to do things that, whether it's just wording or if it is some wording and some photos or just photos, I'm trying to give a variety of stuff for everybody. So that way there may be something they can trigger. So yeah, try to click on that stuff, try to put it in a loop. And that's the thing, is if you're only clicking on something once a week or commenting once a week, that's still not enough. I hate to say that. And again, I'm not here to force you guys to do anything. I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. But that's completely on you. And I understand if if it's not your thing and you're not going to sit there and follow it every day. I get that. I try to do the best I can at, providing, things. So we'll see. But, Debbie, to hit a certain amount of people. Yes. Oh yeah. It's you guys, the people that just have typical personal Facebook pages. I mean, so do I. That doesn't happen. But when you have a business page, you have to pay to reach more of your audience. Okay. I have over 1,200 people that follow this page. Now that's not talking about likes. That's just following. 1,200 people. When I do a typical post, it's maybe 100 or two. I got to go back and look at the number again, but that's it. It doesn't hit all of my 1,200 followers. So not everybody sees my stuff, and that's the thing, is you have to force to go to somebody's page, and it could be even just a personal page too. But like the business pages, that's a lot of us do have, in addition to, our personal page. Yeah, these business pages take a hit. So yeah, everybody wants the money. You know what I mean? And I just can't pay, that. Now, it's one thing to pay to promote my page in general. I have done that in the past to get more followers, more people liking it. But I haven't done it in years. It's just money's been rough, for a couple of years now. So yeah, that's all I can say is that, if you can try to do several emojis a week, throw some comments in there, even if it's just like one word, cool, in the photo, great. That makes a difference for you. That way you could see things that I post more frequently. But yeah, we just got to learn to play the game, and it's just kind of one of those things. So, all right, so we're at 10:31, so I'm gonna wrap this up. So it was great to get back. It was great that I'm feeling better again. Um, still going to be slowly easing into things again. So I'm not going to just jump in crazy, but I do appreciate everybody's comments and all the support it's been over the last couple of weeks. And being as weirdly ill on whatever this was, I do appreciate it. And so, yeah, let's roll with this. And obviously, a lot of things I've talked about in the past. There's things, there's a ton of new things, and as I continue to feel better, I want to get more things scheduled, and desperately need to do some pop-up shows. We got to do some live reading shows again. So hopefully, if everything is moving like it is, we're going to be able to get some stuff here in the near future. So, but yeah, you guys are awesome. Appreciate everybody that's hung in this, whole hour. Appreciate that. You remember to like, comment, and share. That's it, Katie. Yep. Everybody says that. Just like YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to get notified. So, but yeah, again, thank you all so much. Thank you, Dinah, Dad, Debbie, Jen, Katie, Tanya. Yeah, I mean, everybody else that's still watching, hey, Ward, how you doing? So yeah, I appreciate it. Glad to be back again. Looking forward to another season. And so yeah, we'll hit me up too if you guys are looking. I still have a few outstanding topics that I'm gonna to dig into and talk about again. So I'll start putting those on for the next shows. And yeah, we're gonna go from there. So hey, Stacy, good morning. Hopefully you got some sleep. And I'm just leaving too. So good morning and goodbye. So yeah. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for sticking with me, and hopefully I'm beyond all the other crap that's happened to me. So let's just get back and rolling again full force. So okay, so have a great weekend. Stay warm. Let's hope that we're done with the snow, even though I saw there's some snow coming up in a couple, I think tomorrow and Monday. So those of us in the Midwest, Ohio, Michigan, here we go again, some more snow. Yay. So we'll hopefully get past this and done with this crap. So because it's March, dang it, we're not supposed to be getting snow anymore. Very like flurries, that should be it. No more like accumulating crap. So so again, thanks. We'll see you again soon. Keep watching for posts. I'm going to try to get some things out there as always and get the flame. I'm telling you, Jen, we need to. We really do. So, but yeah, enjoy your weekend. Stay warm. Stay safe. And yeah, we'll see you again soon. Thank you so much. You guys have been watching the Mid-Morning Medium Chat with Adam the Black Swamp Medium, all right, Stacy. And as always, all my love, light, and peace to each and every single one of you. And I will see you guys again very, very soon. Take care.